Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to do a bridal makeup tutorial where I follow the steps that I did for my wedding, and I'm going to be recreating the look that I did on myself for my wedding day. Some of the products that I used on my wedding day I don't actually have anymore, so I'm just going to be using some similar products, so the look is going to turn out pretty much the same look, just a few substitutes for the products. So the first step that I did was to prep my skin with some SPF moisturizer. I used a different SPF on the wedding day, but it was a mattifying SPF. So today I'm just going to be using this one. This is the CeraVe Ultralight Moisturizing Lotion SPF 30, and it's a mattifying one. So I'm just going to add that to my face first. I usually take about 3 pumps, and I just apply that kind of all over my face and also on my neck as well. Making sure I'm blending that all in. So this would kind of be the last step of my skincare routine. Just across. And along the forehead, maybe along the eyelids lightly. And then I'm just going to pat it in. This one is nice to use all over the face, whereas on my wedding day, I actually just put it on my nose and my forehead, which got most oily. And then after that, I added more SPF. This is a more radiant finish SPF. This is the Roche-Posay. I'm not sure how you pronounce it specifically, but this is their Anthelios SPF 50 plus ultra fluid invisible face SPF. So I just am gonna shake that up, and I kind of put that all over the rest of my face. I'm kind of using the SPF as a primer, and that's going to be on the rest of the face to give it more of a glow. I'm gonna use this as extra protection because it was an outdoor wedding, and also for a little bit of extra glow kind of along the cheeks. Just kind of all over. So after I'm done applying my SPF and SPF moisturizer, I'm just going to wait 5 minutes and let it soak into my skin before I go on to the actual primer and makeup application. All right, so it's been about 5 minutes, and the next steps in my routine are actually focusing more on the eyes. So it's going to allow the kind of face base layer kind of soak in before I apply foundation anyway. So the next step is I use the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer, and I don't have that one, but I have their matte putty primer, so we're gonna use that one today. And I'm just applying this kind of all over my face as the primer before foundation. I'm spreading it out nice and thin because a thick layer of primer can actually repel foundation instead of helping it last. So just thin layers of product is the best. All right, so now that my face is completely ready to apply foundation with, I'm going to move on to the eyes and let that soak in. The next thing I used is this Urban Decay eyeshadow primer potion. And I'm just putting that over my eyelids and then blending it in with my finger. All the way up to the brow, around the outer corner, inner corner, along the lid, to the lash line, just all over that eyelid space. Then I went on to eyeshadow and I used the SST Cosmetics Nude Rose Gold eyeshadow palette, but I don't have that right now. I also used the Colourpop Going Coconuts eyeshadow palette. The label is kind of worn off now, but oops, this is what the colors look like. And I just mixed some neutral and light browns, beige, bone kind of colors all together, and just kind of making a medium neutral brown shape, neutral brown color, kind of all along my crease. So I'm just going to mix together just kind of these neutral browns and put them all around my crease, just kind of billowing it around. Just using circular and sweeping motions to blend it all out, and the other eye. All along the crease, like that. Next, I went in with these two kind of glitter eyeshadows. So I'm going to take the brown glitter eyeshadow, and that's just gonna go all along my lid. Just kind of swiping and patting it on. So it's a very neutral eye look. And then I used the white glitter just to give an inner corner kind of highlight here. And that's what it's looking like so far. Now I'm going to curl my lashes and brush them through. So I'm just gonna brush them through first with a spoolie. Just curling with my Shiseido, I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce it, eyelash curler. And brushing through again. So next I did some eyeliner on my upper waterline, and I used Danessa Myricks Matte Colourfix in the shade Chocolate. So I'm just going to put a little bit on the back of my hand, just a little dot. And then I'm just going to take a small liner brush and put some along the waterline. So just taking a liner brush, and then I'm just going to apply it to my waterline. And this is a liquid, but it dries down matte, and it is supposed to be waterproof, so that's why I put it, that's why I used it on my waterline. If you can see the difference there. So I just did the tight line and let it dry so that it wouldn't go down to the waterline. And if it does, you can always just take a Q-tip and wipe it away. And then I'm going to do a little baby wing on the upper lash line. I have this NYX Epic Ink liner in black. And I'm just going to do a tiny little wing. Just keeping it nice and thin. And keeping it very small and short. Just very soft eyeliner. Now after that, I used the Quo Beauty color corrector, the peach one underneath my eyes, but I don't have that right now, so that's all right. We can skip that step and go on to doing foundation. I mixed the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Soft Matte Longwear Foundation with the L'Oreal True Match Nude Hyaluronic Tinted Serum, but I don't have the Fenty Beauty one right now, so I'm just going to use the L'Oreal Serum, and then another matte foundation that I have right now, which is the Estée Lauder Double Wear. So I'm just going to put a small pump on my hand, and then a little bit of this to mix in with it. Maybe like 3 drops, I'll start with that. So then they're here like this, and I'm just going to mix them around on the back of my hand. And then I'm just going to apply it on my cheek first. And then I'm taking my SST number 8 foundation brush, and what I did was I applied it with the foundation brush, and then I kind of blended it all in with the Beauty Blender. And I'm bouncing in the Beauty Blender to get rid of any brush strokes, lines. Just smoothing out the base. Then I went in with this L'Oreal Infallible 24-hour full wear concealer just on my under eyes, and then I just kind of spot concealed any blemishes I had. So just a little bit under my eyes. And then I'm just gonna take a little bit on the back of my hand and then use that just to pinpoint conceal just a couple blemishes here and there. I'm just using the Beauty Blender to blend kind of around the concealer, around that pimple, just to blend it in with the rest of my foundation. Then I'm going to set my face. I used the SST Dual Finish Powder and the Physicians Formula Mineral Face Powder with SPF in it. I just have the Physicians Formula Mineral Face Powder without SPF right now, but I'm going to just mix it instead of with that SST powder. I'm just going to use my Maybelline Fit Me Loose Finishing Powder. I'm just going to use this Morphe E48 and I'm just going to put it all around my kind of under eyes. Just to set everything. And then I'm just going to put that along my nose and like mouth area. Just to set kind of that T-zone area, which tends to get oilier quicker on me. So just putting powder on with a little bit of a denser brush here. And along the forehead, just kind of patting it all through. Then I'm going to take my large powder brush and I'm just going to dot, or I guess sweep, all of this along the rest of my face, just kind of in a bigger motion all around the larger areas of my face, kind of the whole rest of it. Then I'm going to set it further with this powder puff, pressing it into the skin. Which will help my base be more long wearing. And for my wedding day, I wanted it to last and not get shiny. Just going kind of over everything again, just pressing that powder in. And that's kind of what the base is looking like right now. I'm just brushing through my brows really quickly. And now I'm going to go in with the Anastasia Clear Brow Gel. And I'm just going to brush this through my brow hairs just to get them in place. And then I'm gonna let this dry before I go in with any product, just so that the product's color will stay on my eyebrows a little bit better after this is dry. Then after that, I went in with the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. I'm just going to apply that on my cheeks, chin, jawline, forehead, and the bridge of my nose. And I'm just going to be pretty light with it. Because I have pale skin, so don't need too much bronzer, and it should be blended in very well and just lightly. So up along kind of the cheekbones here, a little bit along the nose, just to define it a little bit. Bring some color back after all that powder. Along the jawline, around the chin. just keeping it light. And then just a bit along the sides of my forehead here. Trying to blend that in very well as well. I'm just kind of patting, like stippling it on, just very fast stippling motions. And I kind of sweep it in short little strokes along my nose. I'm kind of sweeping it across my jawline there too. So now I'm going to go on to blush, and I use this Danessa Myricks Colourfix Matte in the shade Latte. And then I also used an SST blush trio, but I don't have that right now. So what I'm going to do for the powder, I actually do have it, but one of the colors that I used is gone, so it's not going to be the exact same. So I'm just going to use an alternative here, the Maybelline Fit Me blush in shade Nude. So I'm just going to put the liquid blush on first, just a tiny dot, being careful with this because it is quite pigmented. So I'm kind of going to use this all over where I kind of did the bronzer, sort of in those same areas. Actually, that kind of dried on my brush a bit. I'm just gonna add a bit more. So just along kind of the sides of my cheeks, just to add some color there. A little bit on the temples as well. Kind of like where the bronzer is mainly here, I just put the blush a little bit after that. Kind of blending it all together. A little bit on the tip of the nose as well, just to bring back some color there. And a bit along the chin. And then kind of setting that liquid blush with the powder. Trying to keep it nice and light still. I'm just gonna go back in with that powder brush and just kind of try to blend it a little more with this. And then I may have put some highlighter on for my wedding also. I'm gonna use this Colourpop Super Shock Cheek in Lunch Money, and I'm gonna apply that with my Beauty Blender just to the high points of my cheekbone. Kind of squeezing it like this to make it a little narrower, and then putting it along my cheekbone. I don't want to look too shiny, so just on the cheekbones is good. So that's kind of what we have. Just trying to blend that in with the blush. So now that my brow gel has dried down, I'm going to go in and fill in my brows. I'm using the Benefit Cosmetics Goof Proof Brow Pencil in the shade Gray. I'm just filling in a little scar I have on my eyebrow, and I'm just filling in everything lightly. I didn't go for a heavy brow look. Just kind of matching what I filled in on my scar on the other side, just to kind of keep the color even. Now I'm going to do the waterline. So I like to brighten up my under eyes just to keep them nice and wide open. I think that this is a flattering look on my eye shape, just darker eyeliner here and then open at the bottom, and then a little bit of dark just underneath on the lower lash line. So I used the Annabelle Kohl eyeliner in white, and this one I have here is also by Annabelle. It says it's the Waterline Matte Kohl eyeliner. The one I had before was like a pencil that you could sharpen. This one looks like it's just a single pencil here that can't really be twisted up or sharpened really. It's not really a crayon pencil, but I'm going to use that under my eyes. I'm going to use my finger just to pinch down and draw this along my waterline. And it will brighten it up and open up my eyes. If you can see the difference, if I'm looking straight ahead, I'm just using short little strokes. And you can take breaks in between if your eyes water. I think brightening up the waterline just looks so pretty. Then I'm taking that same eyeshadow palette and I'm going to do my lower lash line just with a flat brush like this. This is the Morphe M410. I'm going to apply just a lot more of those neutral brown eyeshadows just along my lower lash line, and I'm making it a very thin line because I don't want it to be super heavy and smoked out there. I just want it to be a thin, kind of a thin line, just for a little bit of definition. Just kind of pressing it on. So it kind of lined my eyes and the white waterline kind of opens them up a bit. So now I'm going to go on to mascara, and I don't have any of the mascaras that I used on my wedding day, but I'm just going to use these two that I have with me today. The Rare Beauty mascara and the L'Oreal Telescopic Lift mascara. So I'm just going to go in with the Rare Beauty one first. And I'm just going to wiggle it at the base and lift it up as I go. I'm going to use it on my lower lashes as well. Just wiggling it gently back and forth. Now I'm going to go in with the L'Oreal mascara just to add a little bit of extra length. I think what I basically did on my wedding day was do one layer, or like the first mascara I went in with was one that was more volumizing, and then I went in with one that was more lengthening. So that's what I'm doing now as well. And there is the mascara done. And I don't have the same lip pencil that I used, but I'm going to use this one today, the Annabelle lip liner in Rosy Blush, and I'm going to line my lips. And for my lipstick, I used 3 different products. So I have the Lisa Eldridge True Velvet Lip Color in Velvet Fawn, which is that kind of color. Then I used the Danessa Myricks Colourfix in Latte again. And then I added a bit of this Benefit Tinted Lip and Cheek Stain in Love Tint. So I'm just going to apply the Lisa Eldridge first. Next, a little bit more of the Danessa Myricks. I'm going to apply it with a lip brush. So the Lisa Eldridge was kind of more of a beige color, the Danessa Myricks more of a pink, and then the Benefit more of a red. So I'm going to put the red one on. Just a couple dots. Just spreading it out. So for the very last step, I just took some setting spray, the Urban Decay All Nighter setting spray, and I just spritzed everything down. And I just fan it to dry. So this is the finished look of this bridal makeup. This was the makeup that I did on my wedding day. So I hope you enjoyed it, and thanks so much for watching.